Welcome back to Light Institute. It's your boy K.Sloan. Um, Getting into the topics, stories, ideas, and studies behind bettering ourselves, finding our lights, developing mindset, developing our leadership skills, developing our ability to believe in oneself, activate the inner God within, and take our lives to the next level. Because at the end of the day, that's how we recreate and reproduce the lifestyles that change this world and move this needle forward in our culture and take this experience that we have to another level. It's the individuals that really find out who they are, why they're here, what they're supposed to be here for, and aggressively attack everything in their life with that same purpose because they understand their true meaning. They understand they're here for a reason. A lot of things that happen in this world that are, unthinkable, indescribable, horrific, and it's done by regular people. They're driven by the fact that these individuals had no purpose, they had no drive, they had no passion, they didn't know where to go, they didn't know where to start. And people discredited those individuals as bad seeds, as people that would never get it right, as people that were insensitive, when in reality, we all end up becoming moved by the same things. We just have different interpretations because of our perspectives. It's very important to understand where you stand and where you're seeing things from, what kind of lens you operating out of, because that lens is going to create your lifestyle. When I'm talking about that lens, though, what's really important tonight is that, the season that we in right now, you have to really be able to identify what that is for you. We rolled into June, which is going to be the hottest months. In the hotter months, you get a lot of different things that happen, right? You get people that go into kind of the slow it down mode because they see the summertime as relaxed time, chilling with their family, creating memories, going out to roller coaster rides, maybe going out to the bars and the beaches and things like that. Or you got some people that go into super grind mode because myself, I've always been involved in athletics, and that's usually the time when, fall sports will go into that hyper grind mode where we start to envision ourselves being in the fall, being successful and doing things to prepare ourselves. But I digress. When talking about, the season that you're in, everybody's season is different right now, right? But whatever season you end up being in, you got to understand, how many times have you been here? Some of us may be transitioning into a new job. Some of us may be transitioning into a new role, maybe a new environment, maybe a new relationship. You gotta understand that the season that you're in, it may be a little bit newer than in the past seasons that you've been in. Maybe it's a season that starts a new year for you. Maybe it starts a new generation for you. Maybe you going into a brand new spot and you're going through some rough patches. And with those rough patches, you have to be gracious with yourself. You can't be going hard on yourself because you may be sitting in the preliminary stages of something great, right? You may be in a position right now where you stressed out and you worried because you have all this uncertainty because you stepping into something you've never been in before. But you have to understand that in the preliminary stages of something great, things look very humble. Things look very mediocre. They look very novice. And to be honest, if you just starting out at something and you great at it, we call it fool's gold, which means it's luck. It's beginner's luck. It's not something that you could guarantee. It's just something that you got right now. But in order to step into your kingship, in order to step into your inner queen, you got to say that, okay, this season is now my new season and I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to grow. I'm ready to figure out what it looks like to win on a consistent basis in this season of my life, because I will come back here. Because when you're talking about seasons, they go in cycles, right? So you will be back here. The only difference between the novice and the expert is that the expert has the experience, they have the wisdom, they understand that they've been here before and they're not shaken by the ebbs and flows of life, right? So then, like, boom. When I'm talking about seasons, I'm thinking about things like Luka Doncic, right? He was talking today The Dallas Mavericks, I'll give y'all some backstory on this if you don't watch basketball. The Dallas Mavericks are down currently 3-0 to the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors are playing good basketball right now. The Mavericks have been as well. But up until this point, the Mavericks hadn't played a team with this much experience, right? The Mavericks got the high hand in Luka Doncic, who dropped 40 points the other day. But the difference is the Warriors have championship experience. And Luka Doncic said something that's going to prove that he's going to be great here in the future. And he said that it's my first time in the conference finals in the NBA, and I'm still learning a lot. And this is after a 40-point game. And the reason why I say this proves that he's going to be great is because he understands that even though he lost, he's still learning a lot, and he's in a season of experience, gaining experience, learning. He's in a season of learning. Everything is going to be a learning experience in the beginning, no matter how great you look. Like, you can look amazing to the outsider, but you personally know that you are in the beginning stages of something amazing. You have to be able to identify where you at so that you're not overvaluing what you're doing or undervaluing what you're doing. Maybe you having hiccups. Maybe you're not dropping 40 points. Maybe in your life, in your job, you dropping 5 points. Maybe you ain't hit no points. You ain't got no assists, no boards. You turning the ball over. You right now, you're mediocre. But you will get to where you want to go, but you can't miss out on lessons during the process. Right now, you in the process. So in order to step into your kingdom, you have to be able to look at the inner workings of how your kingdom works, right? You will own all of this, right? It's like Simba back in Lion King days. Remember the Lion King? I just can't. Like, you gotta wait, bro. You gotta wait. You can't be overzealous thinking that you're not gonna get there. You will get there, but you have to wait and learn what the kingdom really is about, though, because when you run the kingdom, it's too late to start learning how this works. It's too late to start learning that, oh snap, you know what I'm saying, Becky around the block really be hating, so we got to make sure we keep, Becky and her family in check, because they're gonna try to take us down through the words they use, through the power of their tongue. They're gonna try to lash out on us, or not knowing that, oh snap, I have an ally out into the West Wing. I gotta know that they'll be helping me out. When I get into hard times, I can't learn that in the fire. I have to learn that early. And that's what you learn it early on in the game, when you a novice, when you average, when you still figuring things out, you having some fun, you getting some lucky breaks, or maybe even, doing your thing, you being successful. But you have to understand that this is all part of the process, because once you get into season 3, season 4, season 5, you're gonna be a veteran at that point. Once you become a veteran at what you do, then now you start to become comfortable, right? Because I know if I do X, Y, Z, I'm gonna get this. I know if I do X, Y, Z here, I'm gonna get this. You start to build systems in place. You start to understand the laws of the land. You start to get how things normally work within your workplace. You start to get how, that you start to say certain things to baby after she do certain things, and she gonna be in a better mood throughout the day. So you be like, oh, okay, boom, I'm just gonna send a little text message in the morning. And if I send a text message in the morning, I go ahead and send her the flowers, boom, I already know she gonna be good. I ain't gotta worry about nothing that night. She gonna cook, I'm gonna be good. We good. But then, right, once you get comfortable and get complacent, then things start to get old and sedentary. Then you start to get the Groundhog Day idea going. Groundhog Day idea is like the same thing every day. Nobody wants that. You have to be able to shake up the room at any given time and still be able to progress, because that's how real growth happens. So then, when you get to season 5, season 6, that's when it's time to shake it up and get some new ground, right? So that's when we starting the season over. Now we going into we breaking things down, and we going bare, we going winter. We hunkering down and we planting seeds, right? So this is, and I'm talking to y'all like this because I'm speaking to y'all in kingdom talk now. What this say? This ain't small ball. We not playing child's play. This kingdom's talk. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't about that kingdom talk, go ahead and get out the video, right? Get on ahead and just click the exit. Go where you need to go, because I'm talking to my kings and my queens right now. If you're not on that, you're not on that. That's okay. But we try to tap in and go to the next level. So stay with me. So boom, when you hit by season 5, man, it's really important to understand once you start to really get your groove, right? You're not quite an expert yet, but you getting your groove, which we all have places in our life where we are like this, right? Maybe in your family, you started to figure out, you know, how to take care of your kids in a way that makes it to where your kids are successful, they're happy, your spouse is successful, they're happy, you generally happy, but there's something still missing. Or maybe, like I said before, you got your entrepreneurship going, you taking care of the business, you know, you making some money, you're doing some good things, but you haven't quite hit that breakthrough. You haven't gotten through that plateau where you just kind of stuck at, right? So then this is an important quote that I really tapped in with, and I love it, man. Man is only as faithful as his options. Man is only as faithful as his options. So we only grow to fit our environment. You only as faithful as what you believe are your options. If you don't think you have anything else that you can come or go and attack and make more of your life, then you won't. If you don't see it, if you don't see more, like if you literally can't see more coming from your life, you're not gonna do it. You're gonna sit there and be fat. You're gonna stay overweight, out of shape, and depressed because you don't see yourself being happy, right? You can't see yourself being intelligent, being an intellectual. You can't call yourself an intellectual for whatever reason. So people keeps discrediting you and playing you as an ignorant person, but it's only because you don't see the option of being an intelligent person. You don't see the option of being a good man or a good woman. You think that you have to be out here snaking people, committing adultery, lying to folks, to get what you want, but it's because you don't see those options for yourself. The way we find these options for ourselves is we attach ourselves to winners, y'all. Attach yourself to winners, attach yourself to other royalty, attach yourself to other people that's on the plays and on the marketing and on the drive and on the motivation and on the love. You have to attach yourself to people that are going where you're going. You can't attach yourself to these losers, because those losers are the people that are going to drag you down, and they're going to try to take your mind and start to cloud it up enough to where you only see two options, either here or here. And that's not life, right? Life is a multitude of options. A real slave, right? Back in the day when us black folks was enchained, right? And they had us locked down. We was only able to make good slaves because we didn't believe there was anything else for ourselves. We couldn't see it. We couldn't read. We couldn't write. We had no literacy. Our brains were literally wired around the construct that was created for us. In your mind, you are a slave when you don't have the freedom of thought. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no more freedom of thought. You locked into a mindset, and that's it. And what I'm saying is that in order for us to grow outside of our environment and become more of our life, no matter whether we 25 or we 55 or we 75 or we 35, you have to be able to strip yourself sometimes so that you can see more, right? Remove some of that clutter so you can have more options for yourself as a man or a woman. Growing to fit our environment is critical. And, you know, once you start to do that and you see more options, you know, polarity is such a beautiful thing. When I say polarity, that means that at all times, two things are present: the best possible scenario and the worst possible scenario. And you have to be okay with that, right? Because as you start to see more for your life that could possibly happen, then you start to see more that could possibly go wrong, right? You're going to start to see more negative things once you start seeing more positive things, but you have to understand what it means though, right? What it means though, because if I'm going to say that I want more for myself and I want more for my relationship and I want more for my business and I want more for my family, then that means that I'm willing to go forward. And within going forward, what comes with me going forward, if it's a loss, then I'm willing to take that loss. If it's within the confines of the purpose and the meaning that I have for my life, because meaning is what's about what makes the struggles okay. Like, I ain't tripping on going through my struggles if I have meaning. Meaning is what allows me to move forward in a positive light versus a negative light, because I know the negative's there. That's what makes life what it is. I'm not worried about the negative. I'm more so concerned with going forward, growing, living, being happy, loving. And in the process, if things die, if I lose relationships, if I lose, unfortunately lose family members, lose, clout, lose money, whatever I lose in that process, that's okay. Because if I lose it in the spirit of love, faith, passion, strength, growth, then it's a casualty of war. That's just how it goes. In war, things die. And you have to be okay with that. You can't be over here looking for the world, looking for everything that's great in this world and crying over just small losses, cutting losses, pawns in the chess game. You got to let those go. You got to let those fall out. So then, boom, when you are able to do that, right, it really takes a mindset of being able to accept life for exactly what it is, right? Because a lot of times we end up smoking and drinking and watching TV and avoiding our lifestyle because it hurts, right? It hurts to go through painful experiences, but we can't take ourselves away from our minds, because our minds is the only way out of these painful experiences. Our minds in the protection of our souls and our spirits. Our spirit is what's really going to be the thing that identifies us to the rest of the spirit world, right? The other spirits that we cohabitate with on this earth and in this experience that we have that we call life. We cannot inhibit our spirit. We cannot drug our spirit. We cannot mask our spirit. We have to let our pain and our joy come through so that we can communicate on an effective level with the beings that are around us, right? The light beings that are around us. It's important that we don't suffocate our spirit with substances. And we also have to make sure our spirit can grow and magnify itself through what we're putting in our body, through what we ingesting within our minds, our stomachs. The mind gut complex is very important to creating what they call it. So they got the science, right? There's a science called biophotons, right? It's a idea that says, and these elements are light particles, right? Our body produces light from the energy that we have within us. So biophotons are actually created through like green foods. A lot of green foods help us create biophotons within our body, which helps us essentially, like, talk about vibrations. It helps our body vibrate. It helps us radiate love, energy, happiness. It works together with what do they call it? It's not coming to me right now, but it's the happy chemical, man. There's a happy chemical in our brain that it works together with biophotons, and it makes us feel better, guys. And that's the thing I'm saying is that when you ingest things that are low frequency, low vibrational, we end up getting stuck there, and we can't communicate with the world the way we want to. So we have to be really conscious that we drinking water, specifically alkaline water. We eating green foods. We eating fruits. We watching things that are building us up versus breaking us down. We talking to people that are making us feel better about ourselves. And another thing too about the talking to people, man, the face-to-face interaction is declining at a rapid rate because of the elevated confidence from social media. I was looking at a study where they said they did I want to say it was a double blind study, but the study was that they had individuals that they brought together, and the people they brought together, you had one group that they had them talking to a person, and the person was asking them, okay, define yourself, saying whether this is me or it's not me, based on the words I use to describe you. So maybe they'll say cheerful, and you'll say either me or not me. And based on your response and how quick it was, it kind of showed whether or not you were experiencing or feeling as though you were having self-actualization in that process. So they did this with people that were online. So they did it online, face-to-face, as in like a streaming situation, you know, maybe a Zoom call, and they also did it face-to-face, like actual face-to-face. And people were more sure of themselves when they were online versus when they were face-to-face having this communication, finding out, you know, whether certain words that were positive were them or not them. And to me, what that says is people feel more confident online than they do in real life. That's why you can't really listen to people that be talking smack online. People that be in comments, like people feel more confident behind a keyboard than they feel in face-to-face interaction. Like face-to-face interaction is so big now, and it's like that's how you gonna own your kingdom. That's how you gonna own your dominion, is being able to interact with the other brothers and sisters that you have out here, no matter that if they your ethnic background, look like you, talk like you, or they don't. You know, you have to be able to communicate with all people face to face, not just on these devices, man. I know we moving towards these devices, but the thing is that human interaction has always been based on how people make other people feel. If you make me feel like I can't trust you, if you make me feel bad about myself, which you can't do to me because I can't be touched, I really believe that God put it in a special kind of spirit within me. But I'm saying though, if you make me feel like less than I want to feel, I'm not gonna want to deal with you on a consistent basis, and that'll make your life less because you can't get more from us, right? Vice versa. So based on what I kind of broke down, man, you know, the Light Institute I really created so that people can really dive into their mindsets and be able to say, what is it within my mindset that I can fix? What is it within my mindset that I can help out so that I can grow more, I can do more, I can be more, right? A lot of times people don't become more because they don't see it for themselves. They limit their options. You have self-limiting beliefs, which become self-fulfilling prophecy. Self-fulfilling prophecy is you become exactly what you say you're going to become, good or bad. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. This world does not know the difference, and neither does your subconscious mind. You have to say, you have to do, you have to be all of the things that you want to truly be at all times, and only endorse people and things that reinforce that mindset. If it doesn't reinforce that mindset, it can go in the trash. We don't need it, because all we need is within us: belief, education, self-worth, knowledge, accountability, love, passion, and all the rest of it really can be rotated, put in the wash. You gotta have morals, you gotta have values, you gotta have confidence. You gotta be light.